Hello, we're Team 8 and our project is called Orfeus. It is a CS 426 senior project in computer science developed in 2022-2023 in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, University of Nevada, Reno. My name is Yonggi Zhao.
My name is Yoon Song Nam.
I'm Melanie Sanchez.
I'm Justin.
So a description of our project. Our project Orpheus is a musical web application similar to and inspired by applications like Spotify and SoundCloud. Our project is centered around AI music generation. We're using OpenAI's machine learning model, Jukebox, and a pre-trained version of Jukebox. Specifically, this machine learning model takes in audio samples and converts it into something else based on user input. The primary way the model is used in Orpheus is that we have users input audio samples and choose a music genre for the audio sample to be generated into. The output of that is the generated music users can listen to, like, and comment on. Essentially, Orpheus is an accessible application for people to experience AI music generation and streaming said music in a familiar way, like SoundCloud and Spotify. Next slide. Here is a diagram of our system architecture. Our front end was built using React, Material UI, and Bootstrap. Our back end was built using Flask, SQL Alchemy, MySQL, and AWS. Our model uses Flask to run Jukebox. Next, I'll pass it on to Chris.
All right, thank you, Yonggi. So it will be a quick demo of our homepage and our login sign up process. As you can see, we go to our homepage that the user sees when they first enter our website. And down here, we have 4 little buttons that basically tell the user how to navigate through our website. And since we're not really logged in yet, when we click one of these buttons, it will lead us to the login page for the user to log in. And it's the same for all of these buttons, except for the last button, which will lead us to the library page. So let's log into our account, but let's first create an account first. All right, so let's pick a username, video, user. Let's pick a password. For this sake, I just named it HHHH, 4 H's. And for the email, let's make a random email that we have. As you can see, we have signed up, and this leads us to our profile page, which we'll talk about more later. So we'll be showing our incorrect password case. So let's see what happens when you put in an incorrect password. So the website notifies the user if an incorrect password has been inputted in. So let's log in correctly. Now we're back. So now that since we're logged in, when we click these buttons in the home page, it will lead us back to the actual correct pages. And enjoy your creation, the final button will again lead us back to the library page. So now let's log out again. And now we'll show off our admin user functionality. So we have 2 different privileges for different users. So for the admin user, it has a way higher privileges than the average user. So as you can see in the profile page, there's an extra tab called users, and we will go more into this section later. For now, that is the login and sign up process. Thank you very much. And with that, I'll lead that on to Melanie with the profile page.
Thanks, Chris. So this is our profile page. So the user first logs in, they'll be taken to their dashboard, which shows the username as well as their email. And if we click on your music, it'll display the list of their music, which shows the title as well as the upload date of each song that they have. And if we click on edit profile, this is where the user can change their username as well as their email. So you see on the top right that my username is currently Mel. So let me change it to Melanie. And let me change my email, which is mel@gmail.com right now, to new email@gmail.com. And if we hit update, it'll update in real time. And we can see that we get a message that it has been successfully changed. And we see that now my username is welcome Melanie. And if we go back to the dashboard, we'll see that the new email@gmail.com is my new email. We also have an option for privacy. This is where a user can change if their profile is public and if their songs are public. We also have security, where the user can change their password. By default, it is protected, so the user cannot see what they're typing. But if they would like to, they can click on the eye icon, and they can now see what they're typing. And since they're changing their password, we want to make sure that's correct. So we have it enter it twice to make sure that that is the password they want. And if it doesn't match, they'll be alerted of that. And if we do change that so they're both good, then we'll get a message that everything went through in the back end, and we'll get a successful message. And now we'll move on to the admin page. They have all the same options. They just have an extra option of users table, as Chris mentioned before. And this is where they can see the list of all the users as well as their information and also the option to delete them. Once it hits delete, you'll get prompted with a message to make sure you really want to delete this user. So in this case, let's cancel this one. And then let's delete test user 1. And if we hit delete again, the user would disappear and it no longer exists. And all its comments as well as files will be deleted as well. Let's also delete test user 2, delete. And now since there's no longer more than 5 users, these are all the users that are registered. And that is it for the admin profile page. Now I'll pass it off to Justin.
So this is the library page where users and non-users can see different files. So at the top, you can see top 3 songs. You can see the playlist that you can create. From the playlist, you can play songs. And utilizing the media player, you can change the volume. So if you go to the right, we can see that there's search results. You can like and also play from the search results. You can also comment so that you can also add songs to playlists. So let's add the first song to the hip hop playlist. Let's create a Christian playlist and add that song to the playlist. We can also delete the playlist, as you can see there. And once you can click on each of these songs, which go to a song file page where the user can see different details, interact through likes and comments. So next slide. So one of the main features of our project is to generate music using a generative model. So how we handle the communication from the model and the database is through SSH, but a change in UNR security policy caused our previous code to break. So we had to transition from SSH to AWS, and we use S3 buckets and SQS for model and our database layer communication. So the resulting design is more scalable and made data synchronization much easier through events and lambda trigger functions. As you can see on the right, that's our form for submitting audio files, and that's our model server polling our SQS and getting the metadata to kick off the sampling script. And that is the gist of our project.